everybody, and welcome back to your favorite Monday video, right? Right? I'm your favorite, right? Of course I'm your favorite. Who else would be your favorite? Probably the ones who make videos that are, cool and edited and stuff, so... I mean, we're all really awesome, so who cares? Besides, I've got a cool... googly-eyed, blue-foamed microphone. Who doesn't like stuff like that? Whoever doesn't like stuff like that doesn't like stuff like that. I'm just messing with my microphone. I'm sorry. I don't know where I want it to go. I can go here, 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 here. This week we are talking about best old school video games. So this is kind of gonna be a top 5. But it's not going to be the top 5 you're going to expect. I am actually going to change it up a little and talk about top 5 of my favorite that has a bunch of memories that goes with it. Not just the fact that it's my favorite game. It will be because of like memories and stuff. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. Hopefully you enjoy it. Yeah. So in no particular order, let's get to it, shall we? I have a majority of these being Super Nintendo games because earlier memories. I'm gonna list off the one Atari 2600 game that I don't have right here with me. It's actually over there on the other side of the room, but it's kind of blockaded in and I don't want to trudge around and try to find it. So maybe I'll have like a picture or something pop up right here. So yeah, Keystone Capers. There's not much to say except it was one of the first video games that I recall playing, and it's so simple and such. I think you play as the little criminal crook guy who's done the capering, and so you have to like go through all these levels, and of course it gets harder and harder. You have to like jump around and all that stuff to avoid getting captured by the police. So it's really silly, but it's actually a lot of fun, and I kind of want to play it right now, but I have an Atari 2600, but it's a little bit picky. I have a TV to play it on, and I have the stuff and everything, but it's really picky and such, so it's unfortunate, but what can you do? At least it works. Jumping into the next console, I actually only have one, and this could technically go with the Super Nintendo if you do Super Mario All-Stars, which I do have, but I didn't grab because I feel like I should just show this. So yeah, Super Mario Brothers 2. I know this is silly, and I know this is, one of those games where nobody really like puts it with the canon, if Mario has canon involved. So yeah, but I've actually never beaten this game, but I would constantly play it and just go to like this one level and just goof around, just do ridiculous stuff with the game. Like I would just hop around the logs that are falling. I would throw like the turnips and stuff at the guys, just constantly like boop, boop, boop. And then I would go into the little room that you have to climb up the vine, and I would just be ridiculously silly and not actually do anything productive, like beat the level. I think every once in a while I'd get bored of doing that, and so I'd actually like continue the level, and I'm like, how far have I ever gotten? Not this far. Oh shoot, I died. That's usually how it works. But it's always fun because then I could play like Luigi and Toad and stuff, and they would all do something different, which I always thought was cool because Peach is fun to like just float around with. If I just played it too because it was hysterical and hilarious because Peach can float. So next on my list, and all of these are actually Super Nintendo games from here on out. Because most of my memories were with Super Nintendo games. So next up we have Bubsy, which is fun because I remember we would all play like certain levels and we write down the codes in this notebook my mom kept because, with the Super Nintendo games, you didn't really you didn't have to save, sorry, but you could if you wanted to, and there was always like codes for those games where you couldn't actually save, so you would write the code and you would automatically like skip jump to that level, and so you could just like keep going from where you kind of sort of didn't really pause. So yeah, but this was one of those games, like we had I think almost all of them done. We may have found some of the later levels in a Nintendo Power magazine probably, but this game is super fun, super silly. We would constantly go, what could possibly go wrong? Because Bubsy would say that, sorry, I'm just gonna, like, there is no good spot for this microphone. But yeah, it was really funny just to, like, goof around, and then you, like, collect yarns, I think? And then there were these little, cars in one level, and you could get run over and he'd be all, like, squished. Or if you fell too far and you survived, you would be like a little, like, smooshed accordion. It's funny. I'm sorry. I'm making a bunch of noises. But it was really funny, really silly. I really enjoyed it. So I had to buy it for myself. As you can see, it's actually not very, very expensive. Most of these games actually aren't. Except for you, I don't know how much it would cost. But yeah. So next up on the list is Disney's Goof Troop. Yup. So this is also another one that wasn't very expensive. Sorry, I don't know how to non-quickify myself. Yeah, it's not very expensive. It's a really fun game too. So if you're into the retro games, you know, we're probably going to talk about a lot of really cool ones that you may or may not have heard of. I don't know how video gamey my fellow geekies are. I know most of them have played a good amount of video games, so we should be good. But yeah, so Disney's Goof Troop is one of those games where you could play 2-player co-op, or kind of sort of not co-op, because there's funny bits in the level besides using the shovel to like dig around this area and hope you find like little gems or whatever it was that you collect. And that was funny because, and then I think you could like bump into your into Max, because you could play as Goofy and then the other guy could play Max. I think I always played Max and my brother would always play Goofy, and it's just so funny. Like, it's a puzzly sort of game. It's almost like Legend of Zelda, but not. It's a little easier and you can figure stuff out a lot better than the Zelda game, because Zelda games, oh, let me tell you, I'm not very good at any of them. The running joke between me and my brother is that I always stop at the fire dungeon, so yeah. But this one's funny because if you do the co-op, you would be able to hit a button and noises. And you would do like this to catch the boulder. So the other guy would like pick up the boulder and then turn around and throw it at you. And if you didn't have your hand up, it would hit you, crash into a million pieces, and your character would be like, oh. And we would do that constantly. We wouldn't like progress at all. We would just have to go back and forth to kind of reset the little area, because it was also like Legend of Zelda where you go up and then it scrolls you into this other rectangular spot and then you do the stuff that you need, and you can go like one pathway or the other pathway, and so it's really fun. You should definitely play it if you haven't. But it was hilarious. And then there was like a what's it called, like a little gun with the hook. It's like a grappling hook, maybe. I feel like that's not quite what they call it, but you could do that and, you know, get across, but you could also like boop the other player, and it was just hilarious to just mess around and stuff. So that was always fun to play with my brother, so we would always play it. And I think we almost beat it one time. Like, we were serious about it. We're like, okay, let's actually play this properly. And occasionally, of course, you know, one of us wouldn't raise our hands to get the boulder, and so, you know. But I think we beat it once. Just once. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. Huh. So next up is a game that I'm pretty sure I've mentioned before, and that is Top Gear. I have played all 3 of the Super Nintendo ones. So there's this one, Top Gear 2, and Top Gear 3000. I only recently played Top Gear 3000, so I'm not going to actually include it in this memory. But Top Gear 2 would kind of go with this, but I don't have it, so that's actually kind of sad. But yeah, this was $2. This is a really fun racing game. It was $2. I think I've beaten this game. I really love this game. This is probably one of the first racer games that I really, really enjoyed. So yeah, but fun story about this one is I would always play usually by myself, but every so often, you know, you would have somebody play second player, and it was always fun to see who would outrace who and whom. I have no idea. I still can't figure that out. If you can figure it out, you should tell me in the comment section below. Be a grammar Nazi. But anyway, so you know, you would always have like, it would help to play 2-player because then the harder the game got, you had a little bit of a better chance that your second player person would help aid you into beating the game. So I actually like have most of the codes written down. That is not the right sticker. Did I get it for that price? This is for the Stanley League Cup. Why is that on there? Look at that. Why is that on there? That's for the Stanley Cup. What? Why is that sticker on there? Okay. That sticker is going in the trash because it's false advertising of price. But yeah, so playing 2-player in this game is definitely preferred if you do like the later ones. Probably if you practice, you'd be okay. But the cool thing about it is you can customize your car, the paint job, and you would have like, I think it was 4 car types. One was the one that you would definitely need to pick. The other would go slightly faster and uses a little more gas because you would have to pit stop during a longer race. And then the other one was a little bit more balanced. And then the last one was a really fast car, but oh my goodness, it would eat gas like crazy. Like the ones where the first car that can go without trouble, it would be able to go, you know, 10 laps without having to guzzle some gas. And the other one, which I think was a white car? No, it was a red car. It was a red car. And it would like maybe 6 or 7 laps. Yeah, it was crazy, but it would go fast. So the problem, of course, is trying to balance when you would actually have to pit stop and when you would just keep going and hope that you don't run out of gas. There are times when I misanticipated when I needed to stop for gas and I would run out of fuel. And so I'd be like, hey, help me, bump me. Because if somebody bumps into the rear end of you, then it kind of gives you like a little boost so you can keep going. And of course, if you're out of gas, then you kind of sort of need that. So it is definitely a fun concept. I don't know if any other game recently has done something like that. But I really enjoy it. So yeah, constant 2-playerness is a must. I'm going to save the best for last, of course, and I'm pretty sure if you watched my video game, we did do a video game one, didn't we? No, we didn't. This is our first video game one. What? I think we talked about video games during the growing up as millennials at our introduction, I think. I'm not entirely too sure, but we may have. But anyway, if you've watched any of my videos, then you know which game I'm going to pick for last. But this one, I don't think I have ever really mentioned, and it is called Uniracers. Yes, you play as a unicycle. It's like the car, but it's a unicycle. It is hilarious and is so much fun. Oh my goodness. So there's stunts, there's like regular racing, and then of course there's co-op mode, 2-player, because this is back in the day when 2-player is local. Yes, I miss that about the new games. All the new games are like, you have to play online if you want to play multiplayer, and it's like, but I don't wanna. I want to play 2-player with Joe Schmo sitting beside me. It's not Joe Schmo, but neither my brother nor Dur want their names on the internet. So yeah. But yeah, it's just, this is so much, I miss these sort of games where you have the local multiplayer. And this one was particularly fun because there's like goop, I don't know if you can see it, but there's like goop on some of the tracks. And the music's really cool too. The music's cool on most of these games actually. But yeah, it was fun playing 2-player with my brother because this is when he was starting to get good at racing, so it was a lot more of a challenge and I didn't have to be like, But yeah, no, he picked it up and now he clobbers me in racing games. It's super annoying, but it's okay. It's fine. I guess, not really. Oh, something I didn't mention that I don't have. I've got a few other games. Don't let me forget. I'm probably gonna forget, but don't let me forget. But But yeah, this one's fun because you can actually keep track of your score, which is cool. And then the stunts are really fun because you can do like little twists and turns and spinny things and stuff. And it'll actually give a name to the stunt that you're doing, which is really fun. So I like it. But yeah, so this is a really fun game. It's not actually on my top 5 like some of these are, but it's a top 5 video game memory sort of thing. So yeah. So before we go to the number 1 favorite video game of all of Kay's playing of video games, maybe kind of sort of very close to, there are a few honorable mentions. I didn't actually grab these, I just now thought of them. And that is Rystar, the Sonic games for the Game Gear. Oh shoot, what was it? It's the Genesis game. Oh, the Aladdin Genesis version video game was really fun. I don't think I ever beat it. I think I came very close to. Like, I was in the castle, I think, but I never did finish it. Virtual racing for the Genesis is silly. There's no music in that game except when you pass the final lap goal, then it's like or something like that. And then there's no music. All it is just the of the car. And it's actually kind of interesting because most video games, like the arcade racers, they have music. But this one, it's kind of like a sim, but it's for the Genesis. I think it was a 32X, I'm not that sure. And then there was a Star Wars Space Fighter one for the Genesis 32X. That one was fun. I don't think I ever beat that one either, but we would always play it. And then there is, I'm not gonna go past like the 90s era. I'm probably missing something because of that, but I'm going like stuff that I remember as a kid. Mario Paint. I actually got that for my birthday. I have a picture of it. I don't have it with me, but yeah, that game is so much fun. I would spend hours on end just like making little music or something, and then mom would always play the one where you use the fly swatter and smack the little flies. That was fun to watch her play because she gets really good. It was really fun. Let's see. There was something else. Oh, Game Boy games. Kicks. I may have mentioned that actually. I don't know if I did. I may have. But that game's fun. I actually got it on, what did I get it on? Did I get it? I'm not entirely sure now. Oh no, it's on the, I bought a set. The Taito Legend set, and I think it's on there. So, I'm actually not good at it anymore, which is a shame because I was really good at that game. It was really fun. All you do is like make lines to make blocks around this, death ray of whatever lines that just bounces around. You have to like entrap it in a small enough area. And if it touches your line whenever you don't complete it, then it you lose a life or something. And then there's like these little guys like going around, and if they get you, then you lose a life or whatever. So that's fun. It's more of a strategy sort of game, so that's cool. Can't think of any other ones, and I'm pretty sure I'm missing a few, but we'll go with the final one. Oh, Super Mario Kart. Oh my goodness. The racing is fun, but my favorite part was always the battle arenas. Oh, so much fun. We would all play, like me, my brother, my mom, my dad. We would all like get a controller because they had the adapter so you could play 4-player. And it's so much fun just like racing around. I was always Luigi, of course. Of course. It was so much fun. So much fun. I love it. I want to get that game, but it's so expensive, so I'll probably end up buying it on the virtual console. It'd be cool if I could buy it on the Switch. That would be awesome. But there's no virtual console on the Switch yet, which is sad. Very sad. Alright, so the final video game ever is, drumroll please. That's right. Darius Twin. Of course. My all-time favorite? It's very close if it's not. It's a space shooter shmup sort of game, in case you don't know. I was always playing this game as I was growing up with the Super Nintendo. And my mom would play with me, my dad would play with me, they would play with each other, and then my brother and I would start playing whenever he got old enough so he could play. And he was never very good at this game. He's gotten a little bit better, but he's still not overly good. Like, I think he survived longer than I did whenever we were playing a shmup. But I've gotten kind of bad at them, but I still absolutely love them. And yeah, we would always add the code to get 99 lives, and that's the only way we could actually survive all the way to the end. The copy we had would actually glitch out one of the worlds, and I don't know if this copy does it too, or if it was just our copy, but yeah, it was like you couldn't select like world E, I think it was either E or B. It was one of the two, because it's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Yeah, I think there was 3. And yeah, it was crazy bananas. But it was so much fun because you could figure out a little thing. Like, one of the guys has a pattern, so you can stay in the upper left corner, and if you have like a diagonal shoot, you'd be golden. You would not take any damage or lose any lives against this guy. You just stay up in that corner and be like, you can get me, nah, 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 nah. So it's fun. But yeah, this game, just so many memories of playing 2-player and then just listening to the music. Like, it's really good soundtrack. So yeah, that is, I think, it that I can recall. I'm probably missing a few. Almost forgot Super Mario Kart. I'm not gonna do anything like newer after the Super Nintendo and Genesis, because I feel like that's not quite old school just yet. I know the GameCube is getting up there. I know the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation and stuff. They're venturing towards that antique age, kind of, sort of, not really. But yeah, so that is it for me this week. Hopefully we will see Kio-chan tomorrow. If not, then we will see Britt on Wednesday. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you all next week. Bye!